You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, or should I say, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes, I'm your host, Matt Burns, and I will state, we have got a bit of a busy episode, but unfortunately, due to certain time schedules recently, I will state I may not be on as long as I usually am, because I will state, in recent events and because of current events that I've recently been attending to, I will state, I have been, I've been all over the place. I've been going from one town to the next, and if I'm not mistaken, yesterday I must have been in 3 towns in less than 24 hours. So plenty of travelling. But with that, I am going to be getting on with the show. But before we actually start the show, I just want to give a massive shout out and tribute to a bit of in regards to mentioning the passing of WWE Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino. Where a lot of people may not have seen that. What a legend, and condolences to family and friends and whatnot. Nobody foresaw that coming, but also at the same time, for this week we've also had Vern Troyer. Some of you may recognise that name as Mini-Me from Austin Powers and whatnot, and won't know how he relates to wrestling. Straight up state, he was a former Raw guest host and whatnot, so he did get at least involved once, but even so, condolences to his family and friends and work colleagues. That goes for both Bruno Sammartino and Vern Troyer. And I am just going to do a minute's silence in respect to them both. Thank you very much for understanding in regard to that minute's silence for both WWE Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino and Vern Troyer. And with that, let's get on with the show. So, apologies for anybody who just tuned in during the minute silence and whatnot, probably thinking there was a technical glitch. No, we're just having a minute silence, so that's just to catch everybody up. And with that, much respect to them both, especially with Bruno Sammartino, absolute legend. Don't even have to go through his accolades. Most wrestling fans know who he is. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Big massive part of WWE history and whatnot. And if anybody does want to look up Bruno Sammartino, the WWE Network have just recently got some footage of some of his classic and most memorable moments on the WWE Network, which is just for $9.99. I know that was a bad time for a cheap plug. Apologies for that. But I will state, if anybody is interested, check on there. If not, just look up on YouTube. On YouTube, where it's all free, just look him up. The man is a practical. He is. I don't even have to say he's a legend. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. World renowned. All top guy, honestly. And I will state, was very happy he was inducted, as he's such a credible legend and whatnot. So, rest in peace, Bruno Sammartino, and rest in peace, Vern Troyer. Now, let's move on to the actual, onto the news of wrestling and whatnot. So, instead of just doing the usual discussion of mostly like Raw, SmackDown, I'm just going to cover some basic topics and whatnot. Cover some minor stuff of the American stuff and whatnot. So I do apologise if it do go quite quickly and whatnot. Instead of me just trolley results and whatnot to you, I don't want to be doing that. I want to be just giving you some opinions, some topics, and if anybody wants to have a discussion, you're more than welcome to have that discussion with us, with myself and whatnot. Just send us a message. Send me a message either through Facebook, either through Spreaker. If you want to get involved, send me a message on Twitter, anything and whatnot. Put messages out on YouTube and whatnot. This isn't just you listening to my view, my personal views and whatnot. We want to make this a conversation and whatnot. So, and hopefully if any of the, certain questions do get certain asked or certain views do get brought up in topics, if you do have a question that you want me to answer and whatnot, put it in. Who knows? I may even do a special segment or an entire episode in regards to questions that are being asked. But anyway, in regards to this, moving on, Jinder Mahal acquiring the United States Championship on WrestleMania. My personal opinion in regards to it. Right. I understand, I mentioned this, blah, 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 with him having such a short reign. But my God, what the hell are you doing, WWE? You basically ended up having Jinder Mahal becoming the champion, shunning a massively over Rusev to give the belt to Jinder Mahal. Not really have much defending the title and whatnot on the first, post WrestleMania, and then having the Superstar shake-up coming around. First match of that week, Raw, you get Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. Now, I have a few issues with this. I understand that they were there and whatnot. I understand it's a Raw show and because of the shake-up. However, when did Kurt Angle get the authority to book a SmackDown championship? Wait. They'll probably state, because he transferred over with the belt, blah, blah, blah. And that'll be their loophole straight away. The thing is, you just acquired him. So straight away it was like, wow. So straight away everyone's thinking, oh great, Seth Rollins going over to SmackDown. Great. That would be some interesting stuff. And it would be interesting because Seth Rollins could have some plenty of good matches. You then have him fight Jeff Hardy, and he loses the belt to Jeff Hardy. If I'm not mistaken, in his freaking first defense. What are you thinking? So basically, what you've just done is made Jinder Mahal a quick. You've just hot potatoed the US title. So basically, you had Bobby Roode have the title, for a short period of time, claim the title, and have it and have Randy Orton beat him at Fastlane to become like a Grand Pro champion. Being I think it was potentially the only singles title that he hadn't won. Having Orton to defend it at WrestleMania in a fatal 4-way, to then lose it to Jinder Mahal, in a way making Randy Orton a transitional champion over, for Jinder Mahal, and then you have Jinder Mahal lose the championship to Jeff Hardy. Huh? Why? If that was going to be the case, why didn't you just have Randy Orton come out, state he might be the Apex Predator. He hasn't, he's here, he's not, why not, why not just have it where instead of either giving it to Rusev, who's over as hell, massive props, would have got a WrestleMania moment with Rusev Day, or have Orton defend it successfully, claim on that he's the best, not in a heel, sort of have someone's come out, having some of the superstars coming out instead of just only coming out when they're part of the show, or, deep in transfers. And just say, I am out here, still a SmackDown wrestler, and I want to see some Raw competition. I want to see if, if any Raw superstar who's going to be coming out to SmackDown is ready for me. And whatnot, and I'll tell you what, I'll even put the title on the line and then have Jeff Hardy beat Randy Orton. No, you didn't. You just want to do the shock thing. So what do you want to do? You want to give the belt to Jinder, to lose it to Jeff Hardy, transition to Raw, lose it to Hardy, who then has Hardy transition back to SmackDown. So essentially, what you've just done with your Superstar Shake-Up is what WWE did with John Cena a while back. I'm going to one show. I'm transferring back. Oh my God! No, and how successful did that go? Not very. But me personally, I understand Jeff Hardy would be I could see Jeff Hardy going to SmackDown, especially with the Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt thing. But what the hell? What a way to dump on everybody who was in that United States Championship match. Great way to dump on them by having Jinder Mahal, who won the match, suddenly now just be completely destroyed immediately in his first defense. Great way, guys. Well done. But anyway, apologies for the rants and whatnot in regards to the Jinder Mahal situation. It just not a good week. Not a good thing that wasn't. However, SmackDown, I will state, in regards to the Superstar Shake-Up, overall, I honestly do personally think that out of all of them, SmackDown got a lot of top talent. Raw did get some good talent, but I think in the big run, SmackDown's got some heavy hitters coming from Raw, and whatnot. It's going to be very damn well interesting to see what comes up. And, with one of them especially being The Miz, and I absolutely love the fact that he pre-recorded a vignette of him stating, "You all want to see Daniel Bryan smack my face this week? Not happening. Because I'm a rebranding and I'm coming back to SmackDown, I am making my debut to SmackDown, even though he's already been on it. Making his big return. I loved it. And I love the fact that you got Marie's telling off Miz for his language. And Miz obliging. Absolutely hilarious. I thought that was comedy genius. However, I will state next week on SmackDown, that will be something that will need to be watched. And as much as some people state that Miz states he is must see, he will be next week. especially if Daniel Bryan turns up. Anyway, one thing I will state about SmackDown, they also acquired some new talent. As much as Raw gained plenty of talent, the previous weeks and whatnot, SmackDown managed to get, acquire some NXT blood straight into the veins of SmackDown. One of them being the former NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas, with his accompanying manager, if I'm not Miss Vega. I'm hoping I've got it right. Selena, I believe Selena Vega. I do apologise if I've got that wrong. I really will apologise deeply for that, because I will state absolute fantastic worker and whatnot. But she does, just getting, it's Selena Vega. I did get it right. Just so you know, I just did look it up. I just wanted to confirm, make sure I got it right. So basically, I don't make an ass of myself as much as I know. I'm just glad I got it right off pure memory. Yay! But anyway, absolutely, what I don't want WWE to do is mess this up. Cien Almas has been absolutely brilliant in NXT. Wrestling Johnny Gargano. He seems to be bringing out. If I'm honest with you, when a lot of top stars, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw him winning the NXT Championship, I thought, ooh, I didn't see that coming. And could I really see him as the champion at the time? No. But then we saw him build up Gargano and whatnot. And then, my God, the man knows how to produce a great match. He knows how to put on a story, especially with Selena Vega. Great pairing. Cannot wait to see what they do with him on SmackDown. Just please, for God's sake, don't just go, we've got you a gimmick, here it is, we'll make fun of you. No. Make it serious. The guy is a hand. The guy knows how to wrestle. The guy knows how to work. Put him to work. Will get over it. Can see Andrade Cien Almas being, becoming a future main event champion. I just can. I don't know why. I just can. And, you never know what might be on the cards. However, before he becomes that, I do think he will become a US champion first, or at the very, if he doesn't gain that belt, if he does transfer over to Raw, he'll become an Intercontinental champion. But I do think his first championship reign will be with the US Championship. But moving on to the next debut, the next up and comers from NXT to SmackDown is Sanity. Now, what was so interesting about this is when they brought up the fact that Sanity up, I noticed there was only 3 people up. Where's the 4th? Nikki Cross. Are they not bringing her up? Do they not think it's good enough? I don't think that's the case. I honestly think that they're bringing up Sanity up because, that will be a devastating 3-man group. Massively. Regardless of if they put him as face, heel, whatever. That is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Sanity is 100%. However, Nikki Cross isn't coming up most likely, and I think this personally because of the NXT Women's Division, and they don't want to just be draining the resources by taking out all the top stars straight onto the main roster. Put some good workers in there, and so so the new NXT champion, Miss Blazer, has got plenty of competition, plenty of serious threats. But anyway, one thing I will state from the Sanity promo that produced plenty of laughs for me was the fact that WWE, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put on "Chaos is coming." Crowd pops. Wrong. So Not what you think. It was just the saying of chaos, not New Japan's chaos. What was so funny is the fact that when that image has been brought up, chaos is coming to SmackDown. We had plenty, chaos members of New Japan, New Japan Wrestling putting out Twitter, are we? What the hell? Huh? And no, we're still, we're still in New Japan and whatnot. We're not on SmackDown. I did find that absolutely hilarious, and I really did. Absolutely hilarious. Great way to bring some comedy, guys. But who knows? Could chaos be coming to WWE? Doubtful. But anyway, more on that. Nice to see that Big Cass has got a big, he's got a big return and whatnot. But the whole thing with Daniel Bryan, no, you don't do that. No, he's just returned. Let Daniel Bryan have some of his big matches against AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and everything. The fact that you got Big Cass coming in and stating, what's the big deal about him? Really? The only way I can... Right. It looks like WWE is setting up a feud between Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. Why? Why are they doing that? The only thing I can see from this coming from, and I hope that we do this, is that Daniel Bryan gives Big Cass a big ass kicking. Because Daniel Bryan is massively over, knows how to work, and yes, he wants to probably put Big Cass in some big boots and build his character up. The only thing I can foresee coming from this is Big Cass linking himself with The Miz, who will most likely have watched, SmackDown and seen that Big Cass has knocked out Daniel Bryan, and probably hires Big Cass as a bodyguard, becomes the new, part of his new Miz Taraj and whatnot. And who knows, in regards to that. But, if they do with the Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass thing, Daniel Bryan should be going over. Or at the very least, if Big Cass is going over, he should be cheating with the Miz's help. Now, I am going to be moving off the the Americans right now. I'm bringing us down to UK wrestling, British wrestling, and I will state got some very interesting news, especially coming from ITV, because ITV World of Sport tapings confirmed, which means it's a possibility that World of Sport is making a comeback. Now, this has been reported by PW Insider that there's rumours has it that there's 5 World of Sport tapings have been confirmed for Thursday. I'm just trying to get these dates confirmed. If it's I think they got it in the American terminology. I'm just checking it now. No, they got it in American. So Thursday the 10th of 10th of May, 6:30 p.m. Friday the 11th of May, 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Saturday 12th of May, 2 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. in Norwich, England. For those, basically stating, World Sport was permanent fixture on British television. World Sport has been a permanent fixture on British television for over 20 years, and it's still considered one of the big, massive factors behind the British wrestling rise. Possibly, it's a possibility. Especially following the New Year's Eve special back in 2016. Which did feature, the likes of Jim Ross, Grado, Ali Guerrero, and many more. And there was supposed, a 10-episode series was announced before it being shelved. Is this that series coming back with it being the first, only, instead of being 10, being 5 episodes? Who knows? With the plans coming back, but one thing I do find very interesting about this is because it also ironically coincides with WWE. because WWE have also renewing the United Kingdom Championship tournaments this summer, which is ITV trying to clash with having a massive tug of war with WWE over wrestling. What the hell? Who knows? But both parties attempting to attract some the nation's biggest stars to their respective products. Either way, it's an interesting fact because you never know. This could actually produce the fact that more WWE, more British talent getting noticed, be it on ITV World of Sport or be it that WWE pick up and produce into the next megastar. Who knows? All I hope is that it produces, it helps the talent get pushed along, and we get some great wrestling on both sides. So, with that mentioned, speaking of British wrestling, one of the events I was at, as I mentioned earlier today, yesterday that I was in multiple towns. One of the reasons why was because I attended the Academy Pro Wrestling show last night. Title of Retribution, I believe. Yep. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be revealing any spoilers, but my God, what a show! Top, from pillar to post. You've heard the terminology: blood, sweat, tears. This show literally had it: blood, sweat, and tears. Honestly, it was unbelievable. From pillar to post, amazing show. And I will state, I will be most likely trying to get a review out, but at the moment in time, as I've been trying to write it, it's finding the right words to articulate exactly how. There were so many emotions last night, because I will state, one match possibly from last night will have produced most likely the a Academy Pro Wrestling Match of the Year candidate already, and we're not even halfway through the year. But I will state that match is going to be damn hard to top, damn hard. On top of that, I also gained some additional content for The Burning Truth, and in case anybody wanting to know what it is, I managed to acquire some additional interviews. Unfortunately, not going to be stating who they were with, as I will be making reveals on them most likely each week as they're coming up, whatnot. Hopefully, if I'll be either posting them out either on a Friday or Saturday on social media. If I don't, I'll most likely be mentioning them on the broadcast and whatnot. A bit like how I will be announcing the next TBT interview, that will be getting released, but I will be saving who that is for a little bit later. But I digress. Academy Pro Wrestling put on an absolute stellar show last night, and anyone who's missed it, my God, you did miss some quality wrestling, top-notch stuff. Get your butts down there. Get your butts there. See this. You need to see it. If not, check out. If you don't think so, they put some of the past matches and whatnot up on YouTube. Get looking at them. Come down. But especially with matches like last night, I will state this: if they keep producing shows like they did last night and whatnot, I would be very happy if Academy Pro Wrestling started releasing DVDs of the shows. Please, Academy Pro Wrestling, take my money. I'd be happy to do that and whatnot. Absolute quality. But interesting note to state about the Academy Pro Wrestling last night was the fact that the King of the Kingdom Championship was once again defended, and I will state Not going to be mentioning any results of who. Unfortunately, I'm going to be making a bit of a spoiler right now in regards to the show last night. This is the only spoiler that will be revealed only, which is the fact that the King of the Kingdom champion Joe Black was successful in defending his championship against Harry Crews. That is the only spoiler I will be mentioning on this episode in regards to last night's Academy Pro Wrestling. If you want to hear any spoilers or anything, I'm going to be most likely mentioning what happened in the show review, when I get that out as soon as possible. Now, what was so interesting with Joe Black's defending his championship was the fact that he is close to ending, breaking, smashing records for the King of the Kingdom, the King of the Kingdom Championship, because at this moment in time, the two records I'm referring to is most defences and most days being champion. Now, Joe Black is currently at 4 defences and 127 days being champion and counting. Now, a lot of people may not know who the current reign, who is the current owner of the most successful defences and who, longest reign of being the King of the Kingdom champion. And on most defences, it's tied between Drill and Joe Black. And at the same time, the longest reign currently for the King of the Kingdom belongs to Drill as well, which is on 141 days. Joe Black is cutting in close on breaking that record by possibly being more than 141 days, and there's a big massive possibility. But when he does, if he does break that record, the next time he defends it and whatnot, what a record! If he is successful in his next defense, he will have smashed not just one record, he will have smashed 2. So if the next championship, hopefully, there could be a possible match before the 141 days. If not, congratulations to Joe Black on becoming the longest reigning King of the Kingdom champion. If he does, if he is able to successfully defend it and keep hold of it past the 141 days, fingers crossed. And if he is able to successfully defend it in his next, in his next defense, congratulations on becoming the most, having the most defenses and becoming the longest reigning champion. That's if you break it though. But honestly, I will state top quality news, because I will state, being a longest, most successful defences and longest reigning, proper props to you. Who, he's raising the bar, and who knows, it could be, a lot of, it's like something that was Charlotte stated on recently, which is, it's damn easy because, possibly getting up the top of a mountain, it's damn well hard to stay up there. But personally, I think it is hard to get up to the top, but it is harder to stay on top, especially with so many hungry challengers, opponents and whatnot, climbing that mountain to claim the King of the Kingdom Championship, wanting it to be theirs and dethrone Joe Black. But who knows? I will most likely keep you updated in regards to that. But for now, let's move on. I'm now going to be bringing up the fact that next week Next Friday, United Wrestling Live has got an upcoming show, which will be at its usual place of Abbey Alton Suburban Club, 128 Greasley Road, Stoke-on-Trent, ST2 8HZ. And interestingly enough, what a special, they've already announced they're featuring a ladder match at that show, possibly a multi-man one, who knows, but only one way to find out, by being there. And I have a good feeling that this could be possibly for the brand new championship that United Wrestling Live did actually reveal, which was the brand new United British Championship, which I will state, very smart looking bout. Cannot wait to see that show and whatnot. But for anybody who's after any additional details, please check out United Wrestling Live on social media, especially on Facebook, because if I'm not mistaken, they could be possibly doing their usual thing of offering a free family ticket by liking and sharing a post that has been put on. So get yourselves on the United Wrestling Live page, page on the on the Facebook page. Find that post and get liking and sharing, because you never know, you could be a winner. And as I stated earlier, in regards to TBT interviews, I will be now stating the next interview. The next interview for TBT interviews that will be getting released this Tuesday, 5 PM UK time, on our YouTube channel, is referee Derek Caslin. Apologies if I mispronounce your surname, Derek. I will clean it up and whatnot if that's the case. If I have got it wrong. Otherwise, if I've got it right, fingers crossed. I'll be a very, very happy man. But the next interview is with referee Derek Caslin. Definitely an interesting one. I will state he is I know in the interview itself, I'm just going to mention one thing about it. I did state he is the first referee to be interviewed, when in actual fact Regan could technically claim that because he has been a referee. However, he is the first ever full-time referee, because take into account Regan is no longer a referee, he is actually a wrestler, and when he was interviewed at the time, I still classify that as he isn't a referee, he is a wrestler. So currently right now, referee Derek Caslin is doing a first for TBT interviews by being the first full-time and current active referee to be interviewed by us. And I will state, absolutely enjoyed it. Hope you all check it out and enjoy it yourselves, because I will state it was it's a good interview, and I will state I do like Derek. I've met him, I've bumped into him multiple times. Always a good guy. Give it a check out, and and whatnot. I've got to show some love I've got to show plenty of love for referee Derek, because take into account he is that important third man for a one-on-one contest in wrestling. He's got one of the hardest jobs, is definitely try and keep control of the wrestlers, that's for sure. But he does a good job of cleaning it up. But so with that, I will be calling this almost close to a wrap up, because going to move on to my usual plug, which is the UKWM, also known as the UK Wrestling Media, as I'm always grateful because they've always helped me out with interviews, organise, helping me arrange some interviews and whatnot in past, current, and future, and also quality photo work and whatnot. I do actually recommend any upcoming company, if you are interested in some great photography work, do check them out and whatnot. Next in the plugs is going to be JG Printing and Stitching. I've had some quality. They do some quality work and whatnot. I know it's quality because I've actually bought some. Obviously, if you don't believe me, check out on my social, on the Burning Truth social media. You'll even see me even, wearing some of the quality branding from JT Printing and Stitching. I'm going to give a massive shout out to the Changes Health and Wellbeing. If anybody's interested in getting some possible help for yourself, or just wanting to get some health information and well-being, be it mental health and whatnot, we recommend you check out their their website and whatnot, because you never know. The fact is, any of the information could actually end up helping yourself, or possibly even helping someone you might know. You never know. And I'm going to be giving my usual shout out to Team 4-Star. When are you going to be producing, getting some new Dragon Ball Z abridged episodes? I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I really can't. Great series. And I'm going to be giving out a shout out to the new breed, who, if I'm not mistaken, had a quality show over the weekend and whatnot. Always fantastic. Check them out. I recommend also the Kamans. I know the lead singer, and I will state they do some great. They're also a great band as well. Check them out also. And I've now got to move on to a regular plug, which is Botchamania. You're welcome, Matthew. Quality stuff. Always producing more content, and he already, straight away. The guy knows what he's doing, and I am getting my regular dose of Botchamania. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. And last but not least, to plug is Barely Average Studios, who do some game reviews and whatnot. Check them out. They're on YouTube and whatnot. Barely Average Studios. Check them out. And if anybody is interested in checking out any of the plugs that I've just mentioned so far, you can actually check them out on the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, and click on the links page. But while you're also on the on the website and whatnot, you've got you can actually, it's also where you can listen to us live. It's also where you can listen to past broadcast episodes, past interviews, and and also check out some of the reviews and whatnot, and also checking out some of the blogs. But also, you can also check out the merchandise, where you can get some some snazzy t-shirts that we do, and also some mugs. Be it either in an office work, or you want to just get a gift. It's some great gift ideas. You never know. A TBT t-shirt or a TBT mug. It could be the special gift you want to give to somebody. Be it just to say either for any regards, or just if you're interested in, if you do like us, if you do like the Burning Truth and whatnot, we would we would appreciate that and whatnot, and what we really would appreciate it, as it would actually go towards to the Burning Truth and whatnot, and only to the Burning Truth, just to state that. But with that, I'm going to be now wrapping up this episode now. So I will hopefully check you all out at the next broadcast, the next interview, or the next review. Till then, stay well, stay safe, and as always, check out your local wrestling. Catch you later.